seems to be working. Alright, everybody. Hi, it's Mr. Martinez, the other Mr. Martinez, and today we're going to be working on how to find the rate of change. And here you see the TEEK right here. It's TEEK A.3b. If you want, you can take the time to pause it to take a better look at it. We're going to be moving on from here. And here we have our objectives, content objective and language objective over here as well. Once again, pause to read them. Make sure to go over them carefully. And now we're going to move on to our first guided practice problem. Here we have, you can see we have a table. So first let's read the question and see what it's about. The table to the right shows a linear relationship between x and y. What is the rate of change of y with respect to x? So here we have our x coordinate and our y coordinates. And here the way we're going to solve this is the best way to solve it is once we have a graph and we have our points, the best way to do it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the best way to solve these problems that we're going to be using today. So let's see how this works. Here we chose the points 3 for x1, and then that means 7 is our y1, because there's a point together, 3, 7 is the point. So now for our second point, we're going to use 211 with x2 being our 5 and y2 being the 11. And now that we have everything set up here, we have a blank equation that set up the points. For y2, we use 11 minus whatever y1 value is, and we see that's 7. That's how we got 11 minus 7. So now let's go down to the other part, the bottom part of the equation. We have x2, which is our 5, minus whatever x1 value is, and that's going to be 3. So we have 5 minus 3 and 11 minus 7. Let's work out the math. So 11 minus 7, we have 4. Now let's do 5 minus 3. We get 2. But as you can see, 4 over 2 is not on here. So what can we do? Simplify. So now let's simplify 4 over 2. And we just get 2. Just the number 2. And we do see that it's up here as our letter A. And here we go. So one more time, we're going to use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you could have used any of the points here, but we chose to use 5, 11, and 3 and 7. And that's why we plugged them in. That's why 11 minus 7, because that's y2, y1. And then we got 5 minus 3 because of x2, x1. So now let's move on to our next practice problem. Here we can see we have a graph. We're going to work on it in a bit, but first let's go read the question. The graph models a linear relationship between the distance traveled by a car and the time that has passed. Which one of these best represents a rate of change of distance with respect to time? So here we have our table once again. So let's see what we can do about it. First, we know we're going to work with y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 because that's how we find the rate of change. We're going to use this a lot in this set of problems here. So now let's look at a graph and interpret it. We know that whenever we're looking at a graph, the horizontal axis is going to be our x value. And then the vertical axis is going to be our y value. So now let's take that information and find a few points. Here we see the point. We went 2 to the right, and according to the scale, we went 50 up. So that point is 2, 50. And now let's give the values that we want to give them. Either, let's see what we gave it, x1 and y1. So they're going to be put in here when we get to the equation. Now let's find another point. So here we chose this point over here. So we went 1, 2, 3. We went 3 to the right. Then we went 75 up. So our point is 3, 75. Let's give it the appropriate values here. x2 and y2. Now let's plug this into our equation we have over here. And we have our y2 being 75 minus our y1 of 50. And now we have our x2 value of 3 minus our x1 value of 2. Let's do the math here. We have it 75 minus 50. It's like counting quarters. We have 25 left. And now we have 3 minus 2. That should be easy. We have 1. And now, let's do the math here. Remember to make sure to put your units, because when we're talking about a real life example, we need to keep the units because that's how the answer choice has to be. We have miles per hour. We see our answer choice is C right here. So that should be it for the guided practice problems. The rest is up to you guys. Now, just on a little personal note, it's been really fun working with all of you this semester, and I really wish we could have finished it up, but certain things happen, and we had to stay home. We got to stay safe. So, thank you to each and every single one of you. I love teaching you, and I love learning from you. And unfortunately, because you're 8th graders, I'm not gonna get a chance to see you again for a while. So hopefully, I hope all of you graduate high school. If you want to go to college, finish college, and hopefully I get to cross paths with you guys again, and I wish you luck on your academic careers and endeavors. Bye, everybody.